Hi, I'm Louisa Williams. I'm delighted to be working with Salim and the SwimLab team. I've designed this yoga-based swim training for lockdown and beyond, especially for the swim cats. And today's session is really inviting mobility and flexibility into our bodies. It's more of an open out than a workout. So do just take things at your own pace. If you feel any pain or dizziness, lightheadedness during the session, just stop. And if you have any ongoing health issues, or perhaps you're pregnant, do contact me, private message me, and talk to me before taking part in the session. So just coming onto our mats, and we'll just start with a gentle warm-up. So swinging the arms, just starting off by swinging the arms, really relaxed arms, kind of ragdoll arms, and getting some real movement through the body, through the torso, through the knees, nice relaxed knees, relaxed ankles, completely relaxed hands. And you might find that this starts to ease the breath. It's quite a nice thing to do when you first wake up, in fact, to bring some movement and breath into the body. You feel the twist through the legs as well, through the ankles. And then just slowing that down, let's shake out the hands, shake out the feet. Now we want to start to mobilize the hands and the wrists a little. We're going to have the hands in the clasp and turn that clasp outward. We're then going to bring that clasp up towards the ceiling, really reaching, getting some stretch into the body there. And then release the hands, bring the arms down, reaching out through the hands as you bring them down. Palms face out, fingers up. Bring the hands back in towards the heart and just resting there for a moment. We're going to bring some breath into that movement. Just watching for a moment. We're going to breathe in as we reach up. Clasp the hands, turn that clasp inside out, up towards the ceiling, still breathing in. And then to breathe out, we're going to bring the hands down to shoulder level, fold them in towards the heart. And that second part is all out breath. So in breath as we go up and reach, out breath as we release the clasp and come back down to shoulder level and back into the heart. So we'll do that 3 times, breathing in now. In your own rhythm, turn the palms inside out, really reaching. You might even want to look up a little bit if the neck allows, and then release the hands on the out breath, really reaching out, shoulder level, fold the arms back in, end of the out breath as you rest in the heart space. And again, reaching out through the palms, really getting some breath into the body. Release the hands out wide, stretching out wide, really active hands. Bring the hands back one last time, reaching up, breathing in, deep breath, really opening up the lung space, and then out. Gentle breath out through the mouth, almost as if you're swimming freestyle, that lovely relaxed mouth, long, steady breath out. And then we're going to do a little bit of backstroke. So little finger edge leading the way, but this time we're actually going to watch the hand and we're going to allow our whole body to move so that we get this openness through the body, a little bit of a twist really with this. And we'll do that again, just a nice smooth motion, as if you're actually moving through the water. Little finger edge gliding through, watching your hand the whole way so that you get this real twist through the body. We'll do the other side, reaching up, looking at the hand all the way, getting some mobility in the neck. If you have any neck issues, then perhaps not following the hand quite as far, just going as far as you can manage. And then one more time on this side, watching the hand. Lovely, and then just a little bit of circling the shoulders round and back. And we'll come to starting to mobilize the feet. We're going to step forward with the right foot, and we want to circle round over the ball of the foot. And we're circling outwards, so the knee's coming out. That's creating some mobility in the hip, real mobility in the foot. We want a nice mobile foot for swimming. Feeling the bones moving within the foot. And then pushing over the toes and coming back and over the toes, going back, really starting to open up the joints of the toes. Lovely. And then this next bit might be a bit uncomfortable, but see how much pressure you want to put through. So come onto the front of the foot, the front top surface of the foot, and a little bit of weight down through there. And that might feel like quite a stretch, quite an opening stretch. Really good to open up the front of the ankle there. And then we'll flick that foot out and come to the other side. So take a small step forward with the left foot and circling over the ball of the foot. Noticing perhaps how the hips move as well, and that a little bit of rotation through the knees. Soft knee, circling round, and then again pushing over the front of the foot. And depending on the natural mobility of your body, that might be quite hard. That might feel not particularly comfortable opening up the toes, but it's good to open up the whole base of the foot, the fascia of the foot. Let's come onto the front of the foot now and just put a little bit of weight through the top of the foot, top surface of the foot. And then release and flick both feet out. Lovely, maybe have another flick of the hands. And we want to come, got a bit of a rock in my mat there, we want to come to the front of our mat now, and we're going to do a warrior-based sequence. So first of all, we want to start to activate the feet a little bit more. And imagining that you've dropped your goggles on the ground and you want to pick them up using your foot. So we're going to pick up, scrunch up the foot as if you're picking something up, and then flick it away and replace the foot. So when you replace the foot, you're really fanning out the toes. Do that a few times on each foot, picking up, fan out the toes to step back, pick up, fan the toes, and that's really beginning to activate the core rather than using the hip flexors to lift the leg. So the core is going to lift the leg. We're going to prepare to step back, so lift up with the right foot this time, drawing up, still scrunching up, step back and release the toes. You might want to lengthen your stance now if that's comfortable for you, bending that front knee and just letting that back foot face out towards the mat a little bit on a kind of 45-degree angle. And we're going to turn the hips to face the right side, keeping that front knee more or less over the ankle, hands in front of the heart. And we're going to do the breath sequence again that we started with. So we're going to breathe in, sending the hands up, maybe looking at the hands if that's comfortable for the neck. Turn the palms out, still breathing in if you can. On the out breath, release the hands down to shoulder level and stop at shoulder level. Release the fingers away. Looking now over that left arm, growing, lengthening the fingertips away from the wrist. Really put some effort into that, some activity into that. Really lengthening the arms, creating some space in the finger joints. And then we want to bring the index finger and thumb together in a yoga mudra. We're going to turn the palms to face up and then turn the palms to face down, just a little bit rotating the arms to find that rotation in the shoulder joint. Lovely. Then we're going to look at the left palm. So turn the left palm to face you. Feed that right arm down the right leg and reaching up and over the body, looking at the palm of the hand. If you have neck issues, maybe keeping the head to face level. Otherwise, opening up, feeling this left side of the waist opening up. We're then going to bring that left arm down and lean on that front leg still bent, and we're going to windmill the right arm over, reaching out through the fingers beyond the head, really reaching. I'm going to bring a little bit of a swimming type sequence into this, as if you're swimming freestyle. So from here, we're going to draw through the imaginary water, bending the elbow, obviously drawing through the water until we get to about hip level. And then the elbow is going to lead and the thumb is going to trace up the side of the body. The body starts to rotate. We find the thumb in the armpit, release the hand, soft hand, and then reaching out, really reaching through the fingers. Another stroke, pulling through the imaginary water. The more you can imagine the resistance of the water, the more the core of the body is going to work. Find the hip with the thumb, trace up, elbow pointing up, trace up the side of the body into the armpit. Release the hand through, reaching, reach, 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 reach. Draw through the water one last time, drawing through. Find the hip, elbow up, stroke up the side of the body, find that rotation through the body, reach one last time, and then windmill that right arm back. Bring the hands back in front of the heart and turn your hips to face the front leg. Swivel that back foot onto the ball of the foot and you're into a high lunge. We're going to bring this high lunge into a twist. So we're going to take a breath, hands still in front of the heart, and we twist to the left. You can either stay high up in your twist, or if you want to make it slightly more difficult, bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Coming back up, back to the center with the hands, prepare to step forward, take a breath, and then spring forward using that back foot. Lovely, you might want to shake your feet out there and shake the hands out again. You can either stay facing that way, I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. So depending on where your screen is. We're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to draw up through the left foot as if you're picking up your goggles and you want to place them further back on the mat. Step back. Turn that left foot out 45 degrees and just have this right foot, knee bent, kind of in line with the ankle, no further than that. Hands in front of the heart and hips to face the left. Just be careful that right knee doesn't sort of fall in doing that. Keep the right knee in line with the foot. We're going to take a deep breath in, sending up through the hands, clasp the hands together, reaching out up to the ceiling, looking up if you want to, and then release the hands, palms face out, really active through the hands until you reach shoulder level. Then we're going to release the fingers and growing the fingers away from the wrist, really active through the fingers, looking beyond that right hand. Careful not to bring the body forward with that or the head forward. Index finger and thumb together in a mudra, and we rotate the arms in the shoulder socket. Rotating up and down. Then we face the right palm towards us. We drop the left hand down the leg, take a deep breath in and reach up and over. Perhaps looking at the hand or looking forward, depending on the state of your neck. And then we're going to bring that right arm down to rest on the right thigh, windmill the left arm over and reaching beyond the head. Really reaching now, really opening up this left side, grounding through the left foot. We'll turn that into our swimming stroke, bending the elbow, drawing through the water until we get to our hip. Elbow out, thread up the side of the body, feel that rotation as you come to the armpit. Release the hand and reaching again. Stay in that reach, lengthen it, and then draw through the water. Coming back to the hip, threading up the body with the thumb, finding that rotation, releasing, reaching, draw through the water again, all the way back to the hip. This is the last time, dragging up the body with the thumb, releasing the arm. Stay in that reach for a few moments longer, really growing out through the fingers. Lengthen the fingers out from the wrist. Lovely. Windmill that left arm back. Coming up. Hands together in a prayer position. Hips to face the front and swivel that back foot onto the ball of the foot. We're in a high lunge and we're going to come into a twist again. So taking a breath on the out breath, twisting to the right this time. Either staying up or dipping the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, just to make it a little bit more tricky. Really finding that engages the buttock muscle probably on that right side. Move back up. Whoa, a little bit of a wobble on there. And take a breath. Then use that back foot to launch you forward and back to standing. Shake out the hands, shake out the feet. We're going to come 2/3 of the way up your mat, so you've got a bit of space in front of you and space behind you to step back in a moment. We'll come through a little bit of a sequence involving dog. We're going to start imagining that we're on a springboard, on a very sort of springy diving board, and feeling the springiness of the fronts of the feet as if you're about to launch yourself off into a beautiful dive. Instead of coming into our beautiful dive, we're going to launch ourselves into a kind of forward bend. So when you launch yourself forward, you're going to catch a weight on your fingertips. So take a breath, launch yourself forward over and catch your weight with your fingertips. When you're there, knees can be totally bent. You don't worry about straight legs, but let's find this rebound from our diving board. Take a breath, launch with the feet again, and just feel that rebound spring from the diving board. You might feel that opening up your legs, opening up the front of your body. Let's bend the knees now, so that enough to get the hands flat on the mat, and that may be very bent for you. Don't worry about that. Draw up through one foot like you're picking up your goggles and place them further back on the mat. Coming into dog now. Not too long a stance, and the other foot. Knees bent. We want to focus on the arms, hands, and head position in dog. So arms, head, spine in line. Releasing the head as if the head wants to travel down the arms towards the hands. In that position, take a breath and feel like you're then lengthening the toes out of the ankle. You might find that that opens your legs up a little bit. Don't worry if they're not straight. There's no need for straight legs yet. And then we're going to step back with the feet, enough so that you can swing forward into plank. Any lower back issues at this point, just come down onto your knees. And then release the knees down. Release the feet out, kicking the feet. Nice relaxed feet. And then feel the fronts of the feet on the ground. Draw back through the arms as if you're going to draw your body through your arms. Feel widen the collarbones. Widen out through the shoulders, widen in the shoulder blades. Then we're going to start to ease our hips back, coming towards the posture child, where ideally our thighs and our bottom make their way towards the feet, folding at the hips, coming down and resting down with the head on top of your hands. If that's too difficult to come all the way down, and it is for a lot of people, particularly if you've got tight hamstrings and things, we can just come onto the forearms and just rest in that position, kind of resting the buttocks back. You might even want a small cushion underneath the fronts of the feet there if you have quite tight ankle joints. So resting there for a moment. Lovely. And then we're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to send the right foot away onto the ball of the foot. And we're going to start pulsing out through the ankle. That's really nice for just warming up the calf muscles, for stretching out the feet a little bit, stretching out the calves. Pulsing on the ball of the foot, heels sending away. Take care not to lock the knee. You're not wanting the knee straight. You want to have relationship from the foot back to the hip. With that right foot now, you want to step diagonally across the left foot and pulsing. Nice to open up the hip. And then come back. Pulsing a bit again on this side. Then we want to feel, we want to fan the toes out from the big toe, fan out towards the little toe and start to get rotation through the leg, outward rotation through the leg. Let that rotation follow all the way up to the hip. Hip starts to rotate open. Feel that come up the body and almost lift up. The rotation lifts up that right arm. Reaching out through the fingers, really reaching, feeling the connection from that right hand all the way through the shoulder girdle to the left hand. Bring the hand down. We'll do that on the other side. Bring that right leg in. Send out through the left leg, pulsing on the ball of the foot, pulsing the heel away from you. And then stepping diagonally across the right foot. Coming back, pulsing again. Soft knee, no locking of the knees. And then we're going to start at the foot, find the big toe, ball of the foot, fan outward towards the little toe. Let that rotate the leg. Let that rotation arrive all the way up the leg into the hip. Hip rotates, that lifts up the left arm, and you reach up. Keep sending out through the heel, feeling that connection now as you reach out through the fingers, through the spine, all the way down to that right arm. You might find that you're a bit wobbly in that position. It's really good for the small muscles around the bones, really good for the core. And then we're just going to have a little circle round, tucking the toes under. Circle one way and then the other. We're going to take the left hand, we're going to come into a little bit of a twist. Left hand feeds underneath the right arm. You might need to fold the right elbow, reaching under, just coming down a little bit with the body, dragging the arm back, doing the same with the right, reaching under the left arm, reaching away from you, finding that mobility in the spine, drag the hand back. Just do that a couple of times on each side, reaching, dragging the hand back, reaching under with the right arm, dragging the hand back. One more time on each side, bending that right elbow as you reach under with the left arm. Lovely. And then coming onto our backs, that was just to, that last posture was really opening up the spine, getting some mobility in the upper spine. Now we're going to come onto our backs and just bring your knees in, hugging the knees in, and a bit of rolling side to side, easing out the lower back. Hands on top of the kneecaps now, just let the legs rest away from the body a little bit and circling finally round over the lower back, really massaging the lower back on the ground. Circle one way and then the other. And then we'll release our feet onto the ground, ready to just have a short rest, quite nice to rest in what's called constructive rest position, where the knees relax into each other, resting into each other, feet out to the side of the mat. You might need to adjust the pelvis a little bit, taking the pelvis off the ground, re-landing. Hands on the belly, elbows on the ground, and just lying there for a few moments, breathing, allowing the body to settle. And this posture allows the muscles to relax, and the big muscle of the psoas muscle that can get very tight in cycling or sitting at the desk for a long time. It allows that muscle in particular to switch off and relax. Breathing nice, gentle, long, deep breaths in, long, deep breaths out, perhaps imagining the breath dissolving out of you. You might like to imagine that you're just floating in the warm sea. Probably particularly would like to imagine that at the moment. Feeling the buoyancy of the sea supporting the body. Supporting the muscles, supporting the breath. Let's just take one long, deep breath in, feeling like you're breathing fresh oxygen into every cell. And one long, deep breath out, letting go of anything that the body is holding, letting that go into the ground. And then ever so slowly just come to rolling onto your side. It's taking a few moments, particularly if you do get dizzy, and using your hand to gently push up off the ground and coming into sitting or coming up from your mat, whatever you're comfortable doing. And that's the end of our quite short session, but hopefully is really giving you some more freedom in the body and a bit more of a feeling of ease. And I really hope you can join me again soon. And we really want to get you back to the water, or when you get back to the water, for you to be able to swim faster and with effortless ease. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again.